Hello, everybody, and welcome to the RBTV Game of the Week. I'm Andrew Polewski. Joining me this week are Chris Olszewski and Tyler Campbell, live from Shuey Stadium. Welcome to the Bulldogs' homecoming game against the Elmwood Tigers. 2 weeks ago, the Bulldogs had their first win against the Ridgewood Rebels. So, Tyler, what were some of the keys to that game, and what can the Bulldogs bring to this game from that game?
Well, the Ridgewood game represented how well the Bulldogs could play. They brought their intensity and skill together and played just great football. I don't believe their 1-5 record symbolized the strength and skill this team has, It's homecoming night. They need this game to stay in the conference running, and, I could feel they could pull away with a big win this week.
Yeah, same thing with the Ridgewood win. As like with the Westside loss, even, that was a very close game, and the 1-5 record really isn't indicative of how well the Bulldogs have played this season.
Yeah, that game against Westside could have went either way. But the Bulldogs had their first win against Ridgewood and hoping to keep that momentum going against the Elmwood Tigers this week. And, the Bulldogs sophomore team had a resounding win over the Tigers, and the varsity's hoping to follow suit. So what are some things we're looking forward to in this game?
Well, like I said before, they're just looking to bring their skills together. I think that most of their losses just kind of resulted in not having each player play as well as they can. And I think with the underclassman Jack Vandermerk being at quarterback as usual, I think that he's going to have a pull-out game. I think he's got enough experience under his belt now to where he can feel comfortable in the pocket. And I think it can be a good game overall for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, and the first thing the Bulldogs obviously have to do is before they use Vandermerk, they have to establish a running game because, Vandermerk has become a little pick-happy, throwing too many interceptions when there has been too much of an unbalanced approach from the Bulldogs. When they don't establish a running game, the defense is looking for the pass, which leads to more picks. Just like the first game of the season.
Yeah, the Bulldogs have been traditionally a real pass-happy team, and
yep.
Traditionally, when you stop the Bulldogs' pass, you stop the Bulldogs. And I do like that they've been establishing more of a run.
The ball comes loose, but I think that the Elmwood Park runner was down, and that'll be the call.
And what are you looking for on defense, gentlemen?
As they are trying to do to us, we need to stop their running game to make them one-dimensional as well. If we can stop their running game, we can limit their passing game very easily.
Oh, absolutely. I'm looking at number 44 right there, Joe Urbanski. He's leading this defense. He's I can't even put a number on how many tackles he's had this season, but I think that this is going to be a big game for him, and we'll see how that goes.
And
a good 5-yard run.
Stops at about the 39.
Yes,
Tackle
sir.
made by a swarm of Bulldogs there, and that's the stuff we need. Don't let them get too much and have many people attacking the ball carrier.
Yep. And also the defensive ends with O'Day and Brad Bednar. They're two over 6-foot guys that can just take a lot of space up, and we'll see how they can do today.
O'Day also playing very well offensively as of late. The running back gets 5 yards, but a first down.
As the Bulldogs are going to try and do when they get their first drive, the Tigers are establishing a running game, and they're doing pretty well so far.
Yeah, it's a little bit too early to tell, but the Bulldog offense
I think we have an injury right now.
Hey, already?
It looks like number 28.
Bulldogs.
28.
If I can.
James Angelico.
No, it's for the
No,
Bulldogs.
it's for us. It's 26.
26.
Barton.
That's actually Joey O'Day,
No,
number
it's
86.
86.
Sorry,
Oh, no.
number was shaded. It looks like he hurt his wrist on the play. We'll keep you updated on that. Elmwood Park goes for the run again. They're stopped right away.
Nice job. The Bulldogs won the battle at the line of scrimmage, which allowed them to make the stop on first down. And putting the Elmwood Tigers in second and longs is crucial because it makes them more one-dimensional and limits their own playbook.
Yeah, I think you can anticipate a pass right now here, too, because you were saying how they want to make their offense one-dimensional, but they've ran the first four times. They're going to try to switch it up, keep the Bulldogs on their toes. O'Day still getting looked at on the sidelines.
It's not looking good, Mr. Fry and Miss Hughes.
And there it is. There's a pass.
And he's running.
Nice tackle.
Nice tackle.
By number 52 on the Bulldogs, Matthias Whitteman.
Yeah, Joey O'Day is going to be, if he does not come back into the game, he'll be sorely missed on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, he's a very important player for the Bulldogs. Patrick McNulty, the Elmwood Park quarterback, very versatile athlete over there in Elmwood Park, playing basketball as well. Pretty good athlete. Mm-hmm. You can see as he's exhibiting it in this game. As he's under center, takes the snap, back to pass, looks his right,
and it's out of bounds.
Overthrows his receiver.
Looking for Chad Ramiro on the outside. Chad, a senior as well. A very versatile athlete, playing quarterback, backup quarterback, and wide receiver.
So that'll be, looks like a 3-and-out for Elmwood Park as their punter's back to send the ball off.
Yeah, 3-and-out. After that first set of drives, the Bulldogs locked down, good coverage on the outside. The quarterback really didn't have anywhere to throw to on that last play, which caused the 4th down.
And the lineman back to punt. You could see that a lot in high school football with linemen being punters.
Yeah, you know, they just seem to have bigger legs.
Yeah, they can send the ball down the field. Is even our punter, Joey O'Day.
Exactly.
One of our bigger guys.
Lineman,
and it looks like he's being taken into the locker room.
Oh, that is not a good sign.
I can sure hope that he comes out as soon as possible if capable.
Anyway, the Bulldogs have their first offensive possession and are going to try to march down the field here, at least waste some time, maybe get 3 on the board with their kicker, Santi Beltran.
Yeah, let's see what they can do in this possession with Malloy split out left.
Weak eye formation.
Vandermerk under center. Puts a man in motion. Pitches out left.
And is automatically taken down.
That was
taken a little for a loss.
That's not a good block by
Adolfo Linares.
Yeah, Adolfo. Let him fly right by. He has to make a better block. That play hinges on him blocking that corner, and he didn't.
Just didn't get the blocks that he was looking for. But, you know, it's not over yet right now in this possession. 2nd and about 13.
You
can see that quad formation of the 4th with the wide receivers to the right.
It's crazy.
That's something you haven't seen since the A11 offense when Otto was here. Vandermerk back to pass, and he does a little quarterback sneak and gets stopped right away, maybe for a gain of 1 yard.
I like that play. It sends a lot of men outside to the quad formation to cover, and hopefully will open up some space for Vandermerk in the middle on the draw play.
Yeah, you know what a lot of teams anticipate to happen there is you notice how they had the 4 wide receiver set. The quarterback will usually take a couple steps back and put it right to that last receiver, and those 3 other receivers are acting as lead blockers. So, you know, he kind of took those 2 steps and saw if the linebackers were paying attention.
Yeah, you know, and that play comes down to offensive line blocking. They do.
Vandermerk just can't put the ball on Joey Urbanski, and that'll be a 3-and-out for the Bulldogs.
The Bulldogs,
not what they were looking for.
Yeah, the Bulldogs were pinned down behind the 30-yard line on their own side and couldn't get anything going, and have to punt, and not only punt but punt from a while back. As Elmwood will probably get fairly good field position here.
Yeah, you
with
know,
their
it's
punter Joey O'Day in the locker room.
Yeah, it looks like number 11 will be Santi. Will be punting.
That's Santi.
And you know, something that we haven't addressed yet that is a major factor in this game is the weather. You know, with the very warm weather that we've had this season, the Bulldogs are not used to the cold, and you know, with it being a hair under 50 degrees right now, I know we're freezing up here.
For sure, it's
blowing
pretty cold up here, and I bet it's even chillier down on the field.
You know, that's a big factor. With your hands start to get numb, your knees start to just, you know, kind of feel like they're deteriorating. But I guess when you're moving, it might be a little better.
Yeah, although football is a game of stop and go.
Yeah, they just need to keep running the ball and keeping themselves warm. McNulty sends a man in motion, hands it off to his running back, and the running back gets stopped right away, maybe for a gain of 2 yards.
Yeah, the running back really got nothing there. The Bulldogs won the battle at the line of scrimmage, and in the end, that's what it comes down to. You need to win the line of scrimmage. If your line starts shedding blocks on D, or on offense starts keeping blocks, you're going to slowly start getting more and more yards on those little running plays that'll lead to big yards in the end.
Yeah, you figure you get a team that gets 3 yards that may seem little. Another first down for Elmwood Park. Number 12 for Elmwood Park gets the first down.
The Bulldogs are caught bringing an couple extra men in the box, and then they got burned because of it. First down, Elmwood.
Michael Tenero with the run.
Good play by the Tigers.
And it'll be McNulty in the pocket again.
McNulty under center. Pitches it out right. Almost forced inside by
and
the Bulldog defender, and he is stopped with a gain of about 4 yards.
Jaron Moody, number 58, could have gotten that tackle in the backfield, but
the running back made a nice cut. It was a good move.
Yeah, it was a good move on the running back's part, and a little bit of sloppy tackling on the Bulldogs' part.
Yeah, but like I was saying, you have a team that runs little running plays 3 yards at a time. They're going to get a first down every time. Yeah, those yards add up. They really do.
The Bulldogs really did a good job stopping him after he missed a tackle in the backfield. A lot of players recognized that and stopped him as the Bulldogs did another great stop here on second down.
Yeah, and that'll force the third down and
6.
Yeah. Good possession by the Bulldogs so far.
Now that stop limits the Elmwood playbook. If they want to make a run play, it's going to be tough to run it up the middle for 6 yards. They may have to go for something around the end or a pass play. So it's going to be a little bit interesting.
Now, we could definitely see we might be able to see a play action here, but we haven't really seen the play action from either team tonight.
Yeah, McNulty takes the snap. There's the play action.
Finds his wide receiver in the flat. Not the ideal coverage by Hank O'Neill, but he comes up with a tackle in the end.
Yeah, Hank was just maintaining the deep pass. Mitch Cervantes getting that recovery. It was a well-placed pass by McNulty.
And that puts the Tigers on the 19.
Yeah, they're in the red zone. We'll see what they can do. Hopefully the Bulldogs can make a stop.
Credit the receiver on that one. That was a good route to turn Hank O'Neill around.
The cutback routes are hard to maintain.
And
there it is, and the receiver can't put his hands on it. Now force second down.
Number 3, Gino Cadetto with the drop pass.
No, but yeah, those cutback routes, with them being there in Bulldog territory, you can't risk them doing that cutback and go.
Yeah, exactly. You can't. You have to play more conservative.
Yeah, you have to keep that receiver in front of you. So if he does catch the ball in front of you, you have a chance to tackle him instead of him being deep. But it would be ideal to not have him catch the ball at all.
And
Elmwood Park running back just won't go down.
And I've seen something very kind of unorthodox from McNulty. When he's in the pocket, he sits down very, very low to the ground.
Well, with the cold being a factor, when quarterbacks are taking those snaps, it's hard to get the ball from the center.
And it keeps the heat.
It just kind of secures the ball right into his hands.
That, and it keeps the heat and kind of in the center.
Well, Elmwood has the ball on the 8-yard line with a 1st and goal. See if the Bulldogs come out an incredible defensive stop here. Oh, what a great play!
Speaking of
by number 44, Urbanski.
Urbanski with a huge play, bursts through the line of scrimmage and makes that tackle in the backfield.
That was fantastic. No one was blocking him, and he comes up, puts his shoulder pads right in the opponent's helmet, and just buries him. Perfect tackle.
Yeah, Urbanski being very well notified of his talents through the Suburban Life. A lot of other papers are, writing about him. I think he has over 50 tackles this season so far.
It's a lot.
Clearly
reading the team.
He is He is a workhorse, if there ever was one.
If there's a chance, they have this game and 2 other games. I think he is close to 60, and that might make it over 60. But he can maybe even get 100 tackles this season.
Yeah, the season's not over yet. And he's getting a lot of tackles already.
Yeah, that would be a great accomplishment for how hard he's been working all season. There's a timeout on the field.
Elmwood has 2 left.
Bulldogs are just going to try and stop them in the red zone.
Yeah, of course.
Dead in their tracks.
We got about 4 minutes left in this first quarter. Score still remains at 0 apiece. Pretty mutual game so far.
Elmwood has a second goal on the 12-yard line.
It's really been a kind of defensive game.
Yeah.
Only the Elmwood Park running game has been able to really do much.
Yeah. And, you know, it's a packed house tonight. You know, being homecoming, and even with the weather, I'm kind of surprised on the outcome.
Yeah,
in Shuey Stadium.
Students are really dedicated to their team, and
yeah.
Oh, yes, and a sack.
McNulty goes down.
Might want to pick a lunch.
First to get there, Brad Bednar.
Brad Bednar, one of those big guys being recruited by a couple schools.
Yeah, Brad also is just a workhorse, gets in there day in, day out, makes some plays. Not a highlight, but, you know, not a highlight maker per se, but
he gets the job done.
Exactly.
And it is now 3rd and 16.
McNulty under center. Takes the snap back to pass, looks right, looks back left, hits his man, number 34. Good block by number 12. And the Elmwood Park receivers into the end zone. Touchdown, number 34, David Benavidez.
That was a really good play call. You had everyone on the Bulldogs moving right to turn around and throw it left. No one was even on that side of the field.
Cross-body throw.
Yeah, it was a weird play. I haven't seen that this season. It was a well-placed pass by McNulty right over the defenders of RB.
You know, that's leaving a lot of that to chance. You have to turn around and you have to be lucky that a Bulldogs defender's not right there. He started taking advantage of the Bulldogs' over-aggressiveness there. You know, they're really aggressive, and they get to the point of attack, and they turn around and use that against them. Go away from the point of attack and put a touchdown on the board. 7-0 Tigers.
Yeah, Randinsky's kick is up through the uprights to force the extra point. And the Bulldogs will be looking to retaliate after that Elmwood Park touchdown. You know what also we can look forward to, you know, with Elmwood Park having the ball in the first possession, is that we'll have the ball for sure in the second half. So,
yeah, that's always a good thing, because right at the end of the first half, if you get some points on the board, you get it right back, so you don't lose that momentum.
It's really a strategic play. People really underestimate that kind of thing. You know, people want the ball first, but then you kind of got to think, if you're behind in the game going into the second half, you want the ball right away, because you're not going to have another chance. You never know.
And it looks like number
77 will be kicking off. Hank O'Neill. Cameron Criticos back to receive. Criticos will take it. Cuts left into the middle. Has open field. Cuts back right. Making a lot of lateral movements. Not going north to south. And gets stopped at about the 25-yard line.
And the flag is on the field. We'll have to wait for the call on that.
Now, I wanted to see Criticos there making more north to south movements rather than east to west. He really wasn't. He's more looking to cut around the defenders rather than just explode through.
I honestly think he was looking for a lane. He cut towards us, and he saw a defender right in that lane, and he cut back and couldn't get to another lane in time. You know, and looks like a penalty on the Elmwood Park Tigers.
Yeah, we'll get about, looks like 15 yards.
It's a big deal, because that puts the Bulldogs in severely better field position.
Yeah, that's 15 yards we don't have to earn for. It's given to us, so Vandermark will be under center.
2 running backs in the backfield.
Hands it right off to Garvey. And Garvey stiffs arms and gets tackled about 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Man, Garvey would have done better cutting up field there.
Yeah, kind of hard to just anticipate. You know, a lot of people also don't think with the helmets, you know, it causes a little lack of vision.
Yeah, you can't see really clearly as well. Yeah.
And you don't really have that much peripheral vision.
Exactly. Yeah, because all the bars and stuff is just
so a defender can come around the side and get you without you even noticing.
Exactly. Vandermark under center again as it's 2nd and 15. Hands it quick off. And it'll be a gain of about 4 yards. Number 33, believe that's
Adolfo Linares. Oh no, that's Brian Kulaga. Normally on the sophomore team, but playing some snaps for the varsity game here. Actually, he played no snaps for the sophomore team. He's fully a varsity team member now.
Yeah, no, I think that the Bulldogs are kind of putting more of the talented guys up on varsity to get some wins on the left side of the column. Vandermerk, good play action, passes it right off to Kulaga. Kulaga makes a good move inside and gets stopped for a good gain of about 6 yards on the pass. That'll be 4th and 5.
4th and 5.
Bulldogs going to have to punt again. Santi had a punt that left something to be desired last time, but we'll see if he has a better one on this play as the Bulldogs have the ball at 46. Have the opportunity to pin the opponent deep with a good punt here. We'll see how this all works out.
Yeah, disappointing possession right there. That was well needed and ideal if we could have got a touchdown, but hopefully.
A bomb from Santi. Drops.
Very good punt, good placement. So
Beautiful,
keep on going
that'll
downfield
roll.
into the red zone, down at about the 8-yard line. Great punt by Santi Beltran.
Santi, the first time, just sort of lined up straight and kicked it, but this time he sort of rolled out to the side and get a little bit more momentum.
Had a bit of a rugby kick.
Almost, he sort of rolled out to the side, a little bit more momentum, bit more like a soccer kick as he's used to.
Yeah. So the Tigers of Elmwood Park will have the ball at their own 8-yard line. We'll see if the Bulldogs can make a stop.
Maybe turnover and quick TD.
McNulty with the quick handoff. Stopped right away, flag down the play.
And the flag is probably holding on the holding on the Elmwood Park. Yep.
He's signaling holding for the.
And that'll put him 5 yards back.
Yes, sir.
Holding on Elmwood.
So it'll be.
That'll be 1st and 15.
1st and 15 on the 4.
That's always a tough coaching decision to, if you make a stop on that holding call, do you want that 2nd and 10 or you want that 1st and 15 and give them extra possession to maybe make up those yards?
Well, here's the Coach Curtin chose to do the 1st and 15. That shows a lot of trust in your own defense.
It does.
Oh, he was NASA's defensive coordinator before he came to RB. So from his previous job, he's kind of trusted in defense.
McNulty stopped behind the line of scrimmage as a loss of about 2 yards. Great defense by the Bulldogs right there with Brad Bednar putting pressure at McNulty.
With less than a minute left in the first quarter.
Pushed him even further back.
Yes, sir.
Now it's about for 2nd and 15 again.
Kind of saw that cornerback blitz as Malloy came in from the right side. I think they anticipated the pass, and Malloy kind of showed his vertical off right there.
For sure, and Malloy, he made a great play. And the key to that play was it was unexpected. Bulldogs haven't shown a lot of that this year.
McNulty under center, back to pass, looks right, puts the ball up. Hank O'Neill almost intercepted. That was a very good effort by Elmwood Park wide receiver, but also great coverage by Hank O'Neill. Almost came up with that interception, but the wide receiver got the hand on it.
Yeah, that was definitely a great coverage.
Yeah.
O'Neill was on him like, white on rice. He was right there.
Right there, but that wide receiver's got the hand right in. But thank God he didn't catch it.
Yeah, if he caught it.
Well, it gives him a very long 3rd and 14.
Yeah,
McNulty staying under center.
Might look for the pass play. Pass play or even a run to the outside.
Passing again. Throws it off right. And there's the interception. Mitchell Malloy gets the ball. Great interception by Mitchell.
Fantastic. Mitchell was in the right place at the right time and made the right move.
That's exactly what they wanted. They're going to get the ball in Tiger territory in the red zone.
That's exactly what Elmwood didn't want. They gave up an interception in their own territory on a 3rd and long. That's exactly what you don't want to do in that situation.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Why some teams play more conservatively and go with the draw play or another type of run.
Yeah, great catch by Mitchell Malloy. And that's exactly what we want because we didn't want them to punt the ball down the field and have worse, of course, field position that we have right now.
And if it doesn't take 12.6 seconds left in the first quarter, we get it back in the second.
And Adolfo is stopped right away. Run game is showing a little Little troubles right now for the Bulldogs. In the first quarter.
Yeah, that's the end of the first quarter. The Bulldogs down 7-10 to the Elmwood Tigers. I'm Andrew Polewski here with Tyler Campbell and Chris Olszewski at the end of the first quarter. It's been quite some game. The Bulldogs have shown a bit of resiliency with that interception right there.
Yeah, great catch by Mitchell Malloy. You know, the defense had a good stand. Offense just had a little trouble getting started right now, but I think that they'll, catch the groove, getting a little warm. As they'll have the ball in great field position with about 2nd and 10 on Elmwood Park's 12-yard line.
And if they can't get the touchdown, which is preferable, Santi easily could put it through the uprights.
Yeah, of course.
But back to that Mitchell Malloy interception, just almost impeccable timing.
Yeah, it was a great catch, really extended, through the body. Very difficult catch to make, but he made it happen.
And
the Bulldogs will take the field. Looks like they're going to go no huddle right off the bat. As Vandermark's under center, Mitchell Malloy split out far right. I wouldn't be surprised to see a little loft to Mitchell. Vandermark hands it off.
Reverse.
Urbanski gets stopped at about the line of scrimmage. Just nowhere to go right there.
They're inside the 15-yard line. I don't know if that was the right time for a reverse. 2nd and long inside the 15. Not sure. They may have done better doing a more of a direct approach around the middle, a quick slant, something along those lines.
Yeah, we saw that play work a lot. I believe it was against
Westside.
Yeah, it was against Westside with the reverse with Hank O'Neill and the Kevin Garvey.
Yeah, it worked,
duo.
but every time they ran that play, they were in between the 40s. They
Yeah.
were right in midfield where they had a lot more space.
Yeah. Vandermark pitches it off again to Kulaga. And Kulaga has open field.
And he's in that end zone. Brian Kulaga with the touchdown to tie the game up at 7. Brian with a fantastic run.
Yeah, great run. Just got outside and caught the goal line right on the.
Yeah, I think Brian will be a great asset for the rest of the season and the next 2 years to come on varsity.
Oh yeah.
Flag was thrown.
Oh, let's hope it's not on the Bulldogs.
No, never mind.
Yeah, I think that might have been waived. Santi will be looking to put the field goal through the uprights. Kick is up, and it is good.
By a long shot. Santi with a great kick. And the Bulldogs are
tie the game up.
That's exactly what the Bulldogs need to do. They need to capitalize on opportunity. Their defense gives them a lot of good opportunities, and the offense just needs to live up to that and capitalize, which they haven't been doing in games where they've lost, such as Westside. But in this game, let's hope they continue that trend.
Yeah, what the Bulldogs can kind of use as a tool with them not having as many players as most varsity teams do. Is, they have a lot of kids playing both sides of the ball, so they can bring that momentum to the offense from the defense, and I think that was proved right there. With Kulaga with the running touchdown going outside, and you saw Mitchell Malloy with the great block. There's great blocks on the defense.
And you got to credit even more than the running, the blocking.
Yeah.
Brian Kulaga could have driven a semi through that hole.
Yeah.
And he got clearly in the end zone.
Yeah, the only time he got touched was really at the goal line. He was already in there. So we got Santi looking to drive the ball down the field. Tie game at 7 with 11 minutes left to go in the half.
It's a nice kick by Santi.
Yeah, well placed.
A lot of hang time. And number 2 gets swallowed up by the Bulldogs.
Romero gets swatted up and stopped at the
32.
32.
Zach Rainier in with the tackle first. That was a good special teams play.
Yeah.
Santi put the ball pretty far down, and the Bulldogs did a good job covering.
Yeah, we'll just hope that the defense can get a stop or even just force the turnovers as they did last possession. O'Neill and Malloy, cornerbacks to the right. McNulty back to pass.
He's nervous. He's got
Gotta
happy
set
feet.
it off.
You
And
saw
number 74 gets the sack.
instead of setting his feet and delivering the ball out in the flat, he got happy feet. He heard the Bulldogs defenders coming, and he tried to scramble out, and that made him even further into the hole and got sacked.
Yeah, Jason Strackel with a very nice sack. It looked like, McNulty just was kind of scared to throw the ball after that last interception.
Yeah, Strackel got in there quickly and really hit the quarterback hard on that play.
Yeah, the psychological effect of an interception kind of makes you rely more on the running game, and when running game fails and you have to pass.
McNulty back to pass again. And he is
almost
almost stopped, breaks a tackle, and he is down behind line of scrimmage again, and that'll drive him back about another 2 yards.
And it'll be
Third and 20.
Yikes.
Great possession so far for the Bulldogs defense.
Great drive so far for the defense, but
Yeah, if the defense makes a stop here, I'm not calling it stopped already, but if the defense makes a stop here, the offense has to capitalize on the better field position.
we're here. I can actually hear the Elmwood offensive quarter saying, throw the ball, throw the ball, throw the ball.
Yeah.
And McNulty's just not throwing the ball.
I was just on that play. Brian McNulty's a great quarterback.
Yeah.
Patrick McNulty, excuse me, is a great quarterback, and I expect him to not make that a trend.
Yeah. As you see right here, the back of packs again, puts the ball up. Doesn't look like his receiver's going to catch up to that one.
Yeah,
It's well overthrown.
He had a little zone he could put he could have put that ball into. He just didn't deliver it in the right spot. I don't know if he expected his receiver to make a quicker break out of the ball.
Yeah.
Or he just overthrew him.
Yeah, it looks like kind of a miscommunication on the route right there.
Either way, incomplete.
Yep.
And
that'll be
Brings
3
up
and
4th
out.
and long. And the special teams have come out.
Number 72 back to punt.
Oh, that was almost blocked by the Bulldogs.
And there's the flag down the play. Probably going to be roughing the kicker.
Oh, man. Roughing the kicker is not a good penalty to
Yeah,
have.
especially with that punter. And that call is pretty much there just to protect the kickers. Usually with traditional college and pro kickers, they might be as more fragile as other players.
And on top of that, the kicker basically has all his weight on one leg after he kicks, and if you hit that knee, it's really, really susceptible to injuries.
Exactly, And but they have to call that, and that'll hurt.
Definitely hurt the Bulldogs.
Yeah, I think they're gonna replay the down.
Yep, replay it down. I think it's
Maybe a
15-yard penalty. Yeah, it's a long penalty. Thank God the Bulldogs have pushed him back so far as we did.
Yeah, now make it 4th and 5, and it looks like they're gonna try to force the first down.
Yeah, man, that was sort of a sloppy penalty. Yeah, it was sloppy. You can't have those type of penalties.
Yeah.
Just with the aggressive play style, they're trying to go for the block, but if that kicker gets it off quick, you can't stop yourself in midair.
Yeah, he almost did get that block though. He almost did.
Yeah.
However short that kick was, you may have even gotten a couple fingers on it, but either way, let's see if the Bulldogs defense can step up to the challenge.
McNulty under center, I formation, handoff, and
gets
stopped. Good
and
play.
it looks like Elmwood had the first down on the play.
52, Matthias Whitteman.
Yeah.
Yeah. They got it's an automatic first down on the roughing the kicker. So 10-yard penalty and automatic first down. But it was a good stop by Matthias Whitteman and a good finish by Kevin Garvey.
They'll make it 2nd and 5, approaching the 50-yard line with about 8 minutes left in the half. McNulty under center, hands it off to number 41, and he will have a fighting rush.
My goodness.
About the midfield.
Number 41, Carlos Sandoval.
Yeah.
Plays a bunch of different things, receiver, running back, defensive back. And, man, he just crushed through the defensive line of the Bulldogs and further.
Yeah, it looks like a Bulldog is down. Looks like Matthias Winneman, number 58. But he gets up. Looks like just a little stinger.
Yeah, he got Nola shaking up on that play.
Yeah, you see right here, he just lowers his shoulder and really gets that extra couple yards. Great play.
Yeah.
I'm a big critic of letting the other team fall forward. And you can't let the other team fall forward. And when their running backs fall forward, they get, 1 yard, 2 yard more. But those definitely add up on each play.
Yeah. McNulty back to pass, gets the pass off.
Almost dropped by the wide receiver.
And Urbanski's there for the tackle. Who else?
Mitchell Malloy should have been there for that tackle. He just slipped on the when turning around after the receiver made the catch.
That's a really hard cut to make. With that wide receiver having pretty much his moves are deciding what that cornerback's going to do. If he cuts inside, that's a very hard cut for Mitch to catch up to him. But luckily, Urbanski was there for the tackle. The whole defensive line jumps. I think that's going to be on the defense.
Yeah, it's encroachment. The difference between encroachments, offsides, and false start, I know it's all very confusing. False start is always on the offense. If any of them even flinch, it's a false start.
Yeah, I think that wasn't a question on that.
Encroachment is when a defensive player
jumps.
And then offsides is when the defensive player is on the other side of the line of scrimmage when the snap.
Yeah, and high school rules are, of course, different than the professional rules where it doesn't matter if the defensive player gets back on their side unless the ball is hiked. It's if they jump, if they take their hand off the field, they're considered to be jumping.
Yeah.
And encroachment.
Nice play by the Bulldogs. Won the battle of the line of scrimmage and stopped them.
Speaking of your comment of not letting the other team fall forward, the Bulldogs that time didn't let the other team fall forward. You saw the Tiger running back just kind of fall to the side instead of.
Yeah, and as long as they don't fall forward and get those 3 extra yards, that's just a matter of leverage and pushing him back farther.
Yeah, as you see in the replay right here, they push him back and then he's finally down.
Yeah, 2nd and 10. McNulty under center, I formation. Back to pass, puts the pass up.
Catch.
That comeback route again. And Hank O'Neill brings his man down.
Not after he stretches the ball out, and it'll be a 3rd and 3.
Now the Elmwood Park offense is really showing that they like that comeback route. I wouldn't be surprised down the road to see that, come back and go route where, hitch and go. Well, the quarterback will fake, and then the wide receiver will go deep, hoping that the cornerback will bite the pass.
And that could be one of the halftime adjustments for the Bulldogs.
Oh, yes. That
there
was
it
a
is.
fantastic
Big stop by number 59.
The Bulldogs, Paul Krause. It was an incredible stop. Gets past the defensive line and just stuffs the running back, and it'll be 4th and short. Looks like Elmwood's going for it, though. This could be a big momentum changer for the Bulldogs. 4th and short in their own territory. If they can stop the Tigers here, you don't know.
Yeah, they can possibly have a good offensive possession going down into the second half.
Or they'd get the ball back in the second half, too.
McNulty back to pass in the shotgun formation.
Steps
doesn't see anything, rushes, and he's going to have a Elmwood Park first down. Flag down the play. We'll see what this is.
Ooh, this could be holding on the.
It could be blocking the back.
We'll see.
The wide receiver was kind of a free blocker on that play because McNulty decided to scramble. You see right here, he just doesn't see anything, decides to scramble out left. And we'll see if we could see anything if a wide receiver kind of pushed in the back. And that's what they're going to call.
Yep.
We couldn't see it on the screen, but that's what happened. And
blocking the back, and that sends him back a lot farther, far enough to make them punts. It's 4th and 10 now. I don't know if they're not going to go for it here, and they send out the punter.
Yeah, I think it's too early in the game for them to be risking that good of field position.
Jonathan Patola back to punt.
Malloy and O'Neill back to receive the punt. That's something you don't see is the double returners. You see the traditional single returner.
That was a great punt.
And Malloy gets hit, and they're going to call that because he did call the fair catch, and that'll be a 15-yard penalty.
Yeah, and that was a heads-up play by O'Neill running up to get the ball because he knew that he called for a fair catch, and even if he did get hit, that would be a penalty on the other team.
Yeah, if you come in any contact with that returner after he calls a fair catch, he has every right to catch that ball. If he misses it, then you can go right at him. But
lay your filthy paws on it.
And that'll be, looks like 10 yards for the Bulldogs. is Vandermerk. Lines up under center.
With
Aldolfo Linares in the backfield.
4:49 left in the first half.
A quick handoff to Kalaga, and Kalaga is hit hard.
It's about 4 yards, though. 3 yards.
It is now 2nd and 7.
Seconds. 7. The score is 7-7 with 4:32 left in the second quarter.
And it looks like Moy is out right. With Vandermerk in the pocket.
Vandermerk hands it off. We haven't seen a lot of passing from the Bulldogs offense thus far.
And it looks like Bulldogs got some yards on the play.
Yeah, and then maybe for good reason with their star receiver, Joey O'Day, still in the locker room.
Yeah, I think that he possibly could be out for the day. I'd hate to say it.
Yeah, I think it could be even as bad as possibly a broken arm.
I don't know. It did look pretty painful as he came off the field.
So yeah, the ambulance is no longer in the end zone. So let's hope.
Yeah, let's hope he didn't get taken
to the
out.
hospital, but the timeout is called.
Timeout is called by the Bulldogs as Curtin decides to talk it over with his team. Hey, no, with that encroachment rule, I wanted to ask you guys. Do you guys think it's better if you call it if the defense jumps or if they come in contact with an offensive player to throw that flag?
I think it's because if the defense jumps because it's unfairly. It's uneven for the offense. The offense jumps to false start. Defense jumps, it should be an offsides.
Yeah, you could also make the argument that if the offense knows the cadence, if the defense jumps, they're pretty much hoping that the quarterback's calling hike one, of course. But I don't know. It's kind of it's a weird situation, with the pro rule. If you come in contact with the player, then it's encroachment. But if you jump in high school football, even without touching an offensive player, it's a penalty.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to give the defensive linemen and the pros a bit more of an advantage.
Yeah, of course.
A bit better of a chance to guess the cadence and guess the snap.
Malloy spread out right. Vandermerk under center. And there goes handoff again, and he is stopped right away. Looks like Aldolfo is on the run.
The Bulldogs can't convert on 3rd and 2. Those are the little ones they need to convert.
Yeah.
They aren't expected to convert on 3rd and 8 or 3rd and 10, but they need to convert on 3rd and 2.
And looks like Curtin's going to call out the punt squad.
And they definitely can't go for it on 4th and 4 and that deep into their own territory.
Yeah, with about 3 minutes left, it's just, especially with the score being as close as it is.
Yeah, they want to make a stop, go into the locker room, and get the ball after the half.
Looks like a timeout is called by Elmwood Park, burning their half timeouts as much as they have them.
Yeah, they have one more, and the Bulldogs still have 2. So in the event they make a quick stop, they still have 2 timeouts to try to march down the field.
Yeah. Homecoming week here at Riverside Brookfield. Great atmosphere all week. We had, the Spirit Week all throughout the school. We had the pep rally today. Really fun.
Yeah, it's great for the students, and it's just been, as you said, a lot of fun this week. Something to sort of break the monotony of everyday school, and also fun for the fans out here as, pretty much the whole school came out to watch the game.
Yeah,
the
you can
stands are
see
packed despite the cold weather.
Yeah, even proud alumni from Riverside Brookfield come to this game, really take a look at what the program has come to. Santi.
Let's give them something to look at.
Yeah, right.
Santi
sends the ball down and takes a good hop. Looks like it's going to be out at about the 38-yard line, 36-yard line.
took a good hop. Could have been better placement. I think the coach probably told him to kick it out of bounds.
Yeah.
Because he didn't want to risk it to return.
But anyway, it'll send the Elmwood Park Tigers into their own territory. And we'll see what Urbanski and his defense can do in this possession to stop them before the end of the half. McNulty lining up under center. We haven't seen a lot of shotgun from them. Neither our offense as well. McNulty back to pass, puts the ball up,
And
just can't put the ball on the receiver. Good coverage by Mitchell Malloy.
That was definitely a timing route, and Elmwood, I think, needs to work a little bit on their timing.
Yeah,
the receiver broke a little late.
Yeah, that's a hard pass to come across. With if he were to catch that, it would have been a virtual 5-yard gain, but he threw that ball about 30 yards.
Yeah, he needs to put that on the receiver's hands.
Yeah. McNulty under center. I formation. 2 wide receivers. Quick pass, quick slant to number 8.
Oh,
and it's intercepted by Urbanski. Great hit by Mitchell Malloy, and Urbanski's going to go down to the 20 and gets pulled down at about the 10-yard line. Great job by Mitchell Malloy to knock the ball out.
Oh, my goodness. What a play.
Boy.
Mitchell Malloy put such a hit on it. The ball came flying out and right into Urbanski's hands. Oh, my goodness.
Great play for the Bulldogs right here. As you can see, just good pass by McNulty, but the ball was hit out of the receiver's hands, and Urbanski was at the right place at the right time.
Yeah, what a play. You can't really can't ask for much more on their defense.
Yeah.
Malloy gave up a little bit on that play, and the receiver caught the ball, but he didn't give up.
Yeah.
And they lick on him, and look what happened.
Yeah, that quick slant's a tough route to cover.
if there were ever a instance of shiny red ball syndrome in football, that would be that.
And Aldolfo powers through to get a good gain of about 3 yards, 3-4 yards.
Yeah, Adolfo really moved the pile. One thing they teach the running backs is never stop moving their legs. Keep their legs going, because you don't know. As long as you keep them moving forward, you don't know what could happen.
Yeah. We're approaching the 2-minute mark.
And Bulldogs have really good field position late in the half.
And
Vandenberg under center. Looks to pass, passes it off.
oh, what a play! And he's in the
He's
end
in.
zone.
Gets a touchdown.
Touchdown.
Great play. Good, well-placed pass by Vandenberg. And Mitchell Malloy comes up with a great catch.
Oh my gosh, what a place! That placement on that pass was perfect. That was away from the defender, but right in the receiver's hands. We saw them working on that earlier in the game. We thought they were just dropping the ball or falling down because it was an inaccurate pass, but Vandenberg was actually working on putting it away from the
It's that quick
defender.
slant.
And Santi puts it in.
The Bulldogs now have a touchdown lead with 1:54 left in the half.
And not to mention they'll gain the game possession back at the beginning of the second half.
Exactly. So the Bulldogs really do need to make a stop there. You can't let them even get 3 points on the board. During the Westside game, the Bulldogs were also up at a similar time, and they let Westside march down the field and get a field goal. The Bulldogs can't do that this time because it's even closer of a game right now than it was against Westside.
And this could arguably be a more important game because this keeps them in conference.
Without a doubt.
Oh yeah, if they win this game, they'll have their bid for conference. They'll sadly tie for it if they win throughout, playing Nazareth, the non-conference game next week, and then Fenton is their last game. But still, that'd be a big thing for this team to have a spot in that number 1 slot for conference champions.
So if they do tie, how will that determine who goes to sectionals or regionals or whatever?
Well, playoffs are more so on overall record. And the Bulldogs,
Unlike a lot of other sports, it's not just the winner of the conference that goes into the. Oh wow! A booming kick by Santi, almost puts it in the end zone,
all the way down to the 3-yard line.
And
Matthias
ripped
gets
down
the
in the end zone.
Oh
Down in
my-
the red zone.
Matthias Whitteman goes all the way down the field, comes across the field, runs down the returner, and gets him behind the 15-yard line. Great kick by Santi. Great recovery by Whitteman.
Yeah, the Bulldogs are really they're coming out with a swag right now. They're really having the momentum on their side.
Yeah, Matthias Winneman just came down there like a freight train. He could not be stopped.
Let's see what Bulldogs can do here. I talked before, we may not only be able to get a stop with the momentum we have, we may be able to get some points on the board. Maybe a field goal. Get the ball back.
Quick
Good
handoff
stop.
left.
Good stop. Good stop. There's a little
Brad
shove.
Bednar right there.
Yeah,
I think
man.
that's his 4th tackle on the day so far.
Bednar playing really well.
Yeah.
And that's an understatement.
Yeah, right. You know, those linemen, either on defense or offense, are really underestimated on their talents. You know, it's the things that people don't see, or maybe not what they see, what they don't watch in football. You more so watch the skill players rather than the linemen, but they really do put in the work and are a big asset to each football team.
Arguably the most important asset.
Yeah.
As
You usually watch the people who will put up the highlight reels on SportsCenter, but these linemen are maybe even more important because they are on the front lines.
they're in the trenches.
They're the big dudes.
Timeout, Bulldogs.
About a minute left.
The Bulldogs are trying to keep Elmwood from wasting time, hopefully thinking they may get the ball back here, and making sure there's not too much time off the clock.
Yeah, this was just a clock stopper. I mean, with 1:02 left in the second quarter, what other strategy would it be used for besides a clock stopper? And if RB gets the ball back, you're probably going to see the same thing from Elmwood Park.
Yeah.
So Elmwood Park will have the ball, third and about 3 yards to go. Third and 8 yards to go, excuse me. Third 3, excuse me again. McNulty hands it off quick, and his running back will power through for a Elmwood Park first down.
That was good coverage by the Bulldogs, but they couldn't get the speedy running back. You know, that's something the Bulldogs have had a hard time dealing with is quicker teams. They're a really powerful team, but they've had a hard time dealing with some of the quicker teams, and they've really made an improvement over the course of the season.
Yeah, with Wheaton St. Francis being a very skilled offensive team, Westside being just fast. Very, very fast with that wide receiver of theirs.
And number 8,
McNulty sends the ball down the field, and he overthrows his receiver once again.
It's sort of been a theme of the Tigers' offense.
Yeah.
Is McNulty overthrowing, underthrowing, misthrowing, not throwing.
Yeah.
You know, it's the offense is so much revolved around him because the Bulldogs have been stopping the run, making him one-dimensional, and forcing him to pass, and he's making mistakes.
Yeah. And that's what they.
That's what they need to do. Make the offense one-dimensional so it becomes easier to stop because you're focusing on one type of offense.
As McNulty is under center. Hands it off quick to number 29, Gonzalez, and he will get about a gain of 2 yards.
Good gain tackling.
And it'll be 3rd and 8. With less than 30 seconds left in the half.
The Bulldogs have been playing well.
Yeah.
You really can't say much. They had a couple of unfortunate plays, not converting on a short third down. But they're up by a touchdown with 8 seconds left, 7. Make that. And with 3 seconds left, Elmo to get their last playoff.
Yeah. McNulty.
And way overthrows.
That'll be the half. And the score will be 14-7 in Bulldogs' favor.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the RVTV Game of the Week. I'm Andrew Pilevsky, here with Chris Olszewski and Tyler Campbell, live from Shuey Stadium. The Bulldogs' homecoming game tonight against the Elmwood Tigers. The Bulldogs are leading 14-7 at half, and they will get the ball incoming the half. And so, Tyler, why are the Bulldogs winning this game?
Well, you know, what they're doing right now is their defense is playing phenomenal ball. You know, their offense is coming together. Mitchell Malloy coming up big both sides with the touchdown catch and his interception. But, you know, they're playing as a team. And, you know, when they play as a team, it really shows off the amount of skill that they have, and it's showing.
Yeah, and so, Chris, what do the Bulldogs have to do to maintain the lead? What do they have to do better? What do they have to do more of?
They just have to do more of keeping the Elmwood Park offense more one-dimensional, as those of you who have watched the first half have seen. Patrick McNulty, the Elmwood Park quarterback, has been very afraid to pass.
Yeah.
ever since really that first
after
interception
that
by
interception.
Malloy.
Yeah.
And
He's been very hesitant.
after that, the Tiger offense was very one-dimensional. It was
And
take a look at the replay of the Malloy interception.
Yeah. As you can see, it's just that his confidence has gone way down. You know, he had the first interception. Mitch came up with the acrobatic play, but right there, it kind of just shows that maybe luck isn't on his side right now with the ball being knocked out right away and Urbanski being in the right place at the right time.
On top of luck, that was also hustle and hard work from Urbanski and Malloy getting to that ball. And, I guess it is a little bit of luck that Urbanski was standing right there when the ball
Fate does not want McNulty to have a completion today.
Yeah, he was actually fairly effective up until that the interception in the red zone. And with 7 seconds left until the half starts. We'll see how this goes.
And he's just been overthrowing, underthrowing his receivers, overthrowing his receivers.
And right there, you just saw good coverage by O'Neal. I mean,
the defense just has to play.
That was a big thing for Bulldogs. I talked to Urbanski. They were really focusing on stopping McNulty, and you could show it's been showing that when you stop McNulty, you're really making it easier for the defense to, force the 3 and outs.
Yeah, and as you've seen here, a little bit of highlights. You saw the interception. Now,
just great stops by Bednar and Urbanski and Matthias and Garvey. All of them are just playing great defense. Same with Hank O'Neal with the coverages.
Yeah,
it's been a great defensive day for the Bulldogs.
In a sense, the Bulldogs just have to do more of the same.
Yeah, they really have to play the same way that they did, just, with the exception of maybe adding the pass play.
Yeah, and
more to
adding a few pass plays, because while we want to keep their defense more one-dimensional, we don't want our defense.
And Urbanski will take the return, and he'll be stopped at about the 30-yard line.
They're trying to keep it out of the hands of Garvey and O'Neal, who are back to receive the kick.
Yeah, Garvey and O'Neal, very good returners.
Very deadly returners. As those of you who saw, I believe it was the Wheaton-St. Francis game.
Wheaton-St. Francis game.
Just before the half, Hank O'Neal with the return touchdown.
Yeah, as we can see right now, Vandermerk will start up the offense for the second half for the Bulldogs under center. Kulaga and Garvey in the backfield. Vandermerk hands it off Kulaga. And that's a good game, about 3 yards.
Kulaga and Adolfo, both of them are having very good games for only sophomore running back. That's something that the RB has been criticized before. If when they have a good talent, they're not bringing them up to varsity right away. And I think that Bulldogs are trying to do a little bit more of that with Kulaga and Adolfo, along with Jordan Petronella, who also is in the game.
Trying to really put those talented players that RB has in their program to the test and, to the main stage.
Good run by Garvey. Drags a couple guys 3 yards.
And it'll be third down about 2. Good run by Garvey.
If this is another thing that they have to change. These short third down conversions that they just haven't been converting. And that could be one of the killer things that if the Bulldogs lose this game, you could pin it on those lost 3rd and 2, 3rd and 1, those lost third down conversions.
Now you can see right here with the Bulldogs offense, they put Urbanski out to the right flank because he honestly just hits whoever is around him.
Oh, yeah, he is he's a semi-truck, essentially.
See, the refs are two refs. The 2 sideline refs are signaling different. One signaling the first down. Not signaling the first down. He's around the first down.
It'll be close.
And the head ref signals the first down.
There it is. It's close, but we'll take it.
That yard wasn't exactly designed to get many. The play's not designed to get many yards, but, they got enough for the first down. Barely, but they got enough, And the Bulldogs looking to just put some points on the board to make it a 2-possession game.
Malloy split out right. Vandermerk under center with Kulaga and Garvey in the backfield. Vandermerk pitches out to Kulaga. Kulaga breaks outside, breaks the 40, and gets tackled right at the 42-yard line.
Yeah, it was a foot race with number 18 on Elmwood. And
just couldn't get outside of him.
Yeah, he lost the foot race around the edge. He was trying to just cut around the edge, and I don't know if he did.
Yeah, I mean, if you just can go through the middle, you don't have to try to win these foot races and lose yards that you could have gained.
Yeah. So Vandermerk will remain under center. Same backs. And Vandermerk will do the play action, breaks out left, and overthrows Kulaga as he was open.
Yeah,
kind of just overestimated that pass.
Yeah, I think he just tried to fire it in there, and he could have took it a little bit less off the throw, made it a little bit more catchable for Brian Kulaga. Even if it was that height, I think Brian would have got to it if it was a bit slower.
Yeah, I wouldn't blame, the coaches having given Vandermerk a lot of time to throw the ball. Not time, but repetitions to throw the ball. So his hand might even be getting a little numb from the cold.
Yeah, everyone forgets it's really cold and really windy out, which makes throwing next to impossible, which is another reason Patrick McNulty for Elmwood may have a hard day.
And right there, Malloy just drops the ball. Vandermerk put it on him right there on the chest. Just Mitchell couldn't hold on to the ball.
Mitchell's not wearing too thick receiver gloves, so his hands may be cold too, and that football is like an ice ball when it hits you in the hands on a cold day.
Yeah, right.
It's just like a hammer.
It'll jam your finger. And Santi will be back to punt. Sends the ball down the field.
He's got a boot.
Punt. And the Elmwood Park returner will take the ball.
Fumble
ball. And can't tell whose ball it is right now. Ref is signaling
us.
And it'll be
Elmwood recovered. But that was a good job stripping the ball. Bulldogs if they keep on stripping the ball, keep on punching for the ball, one time it'll bounce their way, and it'll be a big bounce, especially late in this game.
Yeah, the ball kind of just pops out right there.
See, that tackle was made at the ball, and number 8 was lucky just to sort of scoop that ball in. If another Bulldog
took a good bounce right towards him.
Yeah, if a Bulldog
was up, you're pretty deep into Tiger territory.
McNulty under center, hands it off, and his running back will get about 3-yard gain.
Yeah, once again, you haven't seen a lot of pass plays from Elmwood Park. It's been pretty much all run.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of run with this weather, with Illinois' different weather patterns.
Rather infamous.
The big hot summers and then the long cold winters.
And the weather may be a factor, but also at some point you have to say that was a bad throw because it was just a bad throw. That was a bad catch because that was just a bad catch. That was a good tackle by the Bulldogs, though. But makes it a 3rd and about 4.
Number 29 James Gonzalez fell forward on the play, gaining a couple extra yards that if a Bulldog had just covered the top, would have been lost.
Someone come to question if Elmwood's playing up to their full potential. They beat Glenbard by a point, and Glenbard beat us by 44. So I don't know if the Bulldogs are up by a touchdown. Elmwood may not be playing to their full potential, so the Bulldogs cannot get cocky. Elmwood can definitely come back in this game.
McNulty back to pass, puts the ball in the air, hits his receiver.
Again, O'Neal giving him that big cushion, really respecting the receiver's speed.
Yeah. It's good to see that he's right there, right on time after he catches the ball to stop him from getting any plus yardage after the catch.
That's another advantage, getting a good cushion. While he's up in the air, you can make a play either towards the ball or towards him to make the tackle, just like we saw Malloy do earlier, which led to the fumble interception by Urbanski.
Yeah. McNulty hands it off, and his running back is stopped right away, maybe a gain of 4 yards.
Yeah, they're signaling the game of 4. It'll be 2nd and 6.
And it looks...
You got to give a lot of credit for number 29 tonight, James Gonzalez. He's been a workhorse for the Tigers, and he's really keeping them in the game. He's making a lot of quick cuts and a lot of very decisive cuts, bowling through people. And without him, I don't know. The Bulldogs may be up by a lot more.
Yeah. McNulty back to pass and gets tripped up. And that'll send him back to about 3rd and 10.
Who else but Urbanski getting in there and disrupting the play. he was about to throw.
Looks like he kind of tripped up.
And he either tripped up or he saw Urbanski coming and just decided to pull the ball away. If he pulled that ball back, Urbanski may have gotten a little piece of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. As quarterback, you just have to protect that ball at all costs.
McNulty under center goes back to pass, rolls out right. He's going to throw the ball and does not hit his receiver. And that'll force a 3-and-out.
Yeah, fourth down and long. So you're going to punt.
Number 2, Chad Ramiro.
The Tigers seem a little bit more eager to punt than a lot of the other opponents that play the Bulldogs because they have such a good punter. Number 77 for them, Jonathan Petula.
Yeah. Now we see the 2 returners, Mitchell and Hank. Hank O'Neill back to return the punt. And looks like they're going to fair catch this one, and Mitchell does. And they'll take the ball at about the 29-yard line.
Decent field position.
Yeah, not the best field position, but I think the Bulldogs can start something here. Even if they get 3 points on the board, that's a 2-possession game, which makes a big difference. You know.
So Vandermerk will look to lead his offense downfield. As he lines up under center with Urbanski at fullback and Aldafo at running back. Pitches out to Aldafo, and Aldafo gets stopped about maybe 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Oh, man, the Elmwood player got in there way too easily.
Yep.
Somewhere there was a missed block because Elmwood player was not supposed to be there.
Yeah, with that play, I think the left guard might have been pulling and just not got to his assignment in time and missed that block for Aldafo.
And it looks like Mike Demetrio is coming in.
Vandermerk is going to remain under center. Kulaga and the Garvey duo are in the backfield, and looks like the Bulldogs will take a timeout. Maybe a little confusion with the Bulldog offense right here, as we just saw the.
Yeah, Garvey and Kulaga were having a little bit of hard time getting set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully they can start some good offense right here with the adversity of 2nd and 20.
Yeah, you really just can't deal. It's really hard to deal with the 2nd and 20 because it's just such a big span that if you're running, which in the cold weather is a very likely proposition, kind of hard to do in 2 downs.
Yep. This is Vandermerk make his way onto the field along with the Bulldog offense. Malloy split out left with Kulaga and Garvey in the backfield. Demetrio in motion. Vandermerk back to pass, rolls out left, and gets sacked behind the line for another -5 yards.
I don't know what the blockers were doing there. They let a guy get a free shot at Vandermerk, who made him step out in the pocket, and then another guy had a free shot at him.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
The offense is not coming out strong so far.
You can see here they had a couple of blockers, and he gets right by Garvey, and then they turn around, and there's another Elmwood defender right there.
Vanderberg had nowhere to go right there, and
you know, you got to pin that one on the offensive line and say the offensive line has to recognize that and say, all right, going to do better next time.
Yep.
Let's see, 3rd and really long.
Vanderberg back to pass. Has time, gets it off to Malloy. Malloy makes the acrobatic catch, and he is going to force his way all the way down to about the 38-yard line for a gain of 18 yards.
Now the 4th and 1. I don't know. Will the Bulldogs decide to go for it here?
It looks like they are. Santi does not show any sign of going onto the field for the punt.
It was a good play by Malloy, and then cutting inside, breaking 2 tackles, and pushing through the 3rd tackle and falling forward. if he would have been even 1 yard further away from the first down than that 4th and 2, I don't know if the Bulldogs would have went for it. But 4th and 1, I think I'm confident in their abilities to get this 4th and 1. As Vandermark dives.
And the
Garvey. He
makes
leaps.
the acrobatic play, Adrian
Basically,
Peterson style.
That was
Oh
like
my
a
goodness.
one move, just scoop and just
Yeah.
leaping
A little leapfrog
over
action.
the mass of humanity.
Oh my goodness. He just jumped over the whole
9
pile.
players.
My goodness. What a play.
Great
Garvey.
play by Garvey.
That was a heads-up play. He recognized the ball was out,
Yeah.
picked it up, and kept on going. He didn't just fall on it. He knew that he had time, and he knew he could get that first down. He knew how important this first down was.
Yeah, very clutch.
In their own territory. If
The Bulldogs having a little trouble getting across the 50-yard line as they've had the ball the whole quarter. And it's 3 minutes left.
Looks like a timeout for the Bulldogs.
And this is their second time out of the quarter. You know, they're not leaving much for the 4th quarter. Are you kind of worried about this, Tyler? Chris?
I think that both teams are really showing a little weakness coming into the half. So, I don't think that we have to worry so much right now. We just got that big boost by Garvey with the first down. I think that we can use that as a little push to get the offense going. I think we're fine so far.
I think we can. Yeah, I believe we can trust our offense and defense making stops, and hopefully those timeouts won't come in handy later.
Yeah, I mean the offense has to pick up, but we can trust. I think we can trust our defense to make those very important stops in the 4th quarter, even if this drive goes into the 4th quarter, which actually might be a good thing since that would give Elmwood Park possibly less chances to score.
Vandermark under center with the Kulaga Garvey backfield. Urbanski gets the handoff off the option, lowers his shoulder, and gets a little bit of a gain. Kind of nowhere to go on that possession.
Yeah, he had 2 yards, and that's the most he could have gotten out of that. 2 Elmwood players v 1 RB player. Don't know if he's going to win that one.
Yeah, especially when it's 2 linemen.
Yeah.
With 3 minutes left in the quarter, the Bulldogs are leading 14-7. Just a reminder, I'm Andrew Polewski here with Tyler Campbell and Chris Olszewski with the RBTV Game of the Week live from Shuey Stadium, homecoming game against the Elmwood Tigers. And along with Dr. Pizza, our sponsor for tonight's game.
And there's a fumble.
Ball's out, and Elmwood got it.
Elmwood retains possession of the ball.
It's disappointing because
Yeah.
man, the Bulldogs finally are starting to get something going, and they lose the ball in their own half. Oh, man, that's just frustrating because for the defense, who's been playing so well,
Yeah.
to have their offense falter almost, only.
Let them down.
Yeah. I don't know,
Not necessarily letting them
necessarily.
down, but just, the plays leading up to their defensive possession are putting them in a bad spot. With them having to defend their own territory with 30 yards between, the Elmwood Park offense and the touchdown zone, it's going to be hard for them to stop them. But so far, they've had some success. So.
And you also have to credit Elmwood defense on that play. Urbanski, man,
levels a few kids.
Man, he got in that offensive line just in time. I'm glad I'm glad the Elmwood QB hiked it then, or else Urbanski probably would have been offsides. That was a great job reading the cadence. But unfortunately, they didn't run it at him, and they got solid 4 yards on the run.
Yeah, I mean, Urbanski's done a really good job today.
He's done a great job. Him, O'Neill, Bednar, all of them are really showing great defense, along with, Malloy with the interception, Garvey with a few tackles here and there. It's been a great defensive game for the Bulldogs. 7 points in 3 quarters so far. I think that's pretty good. And that'll be a timeout for Elmwood Park. Yeah, we haven't seen a lot of that pass game today. We saw, moderate from Elmwood Park, but it seems like the Bulldogs offense is really staying away from passing the ball.
You can blame the conditions. You can blame the good defense.
Mm-hmm.
But I think both teams haven't used the pass enough. Both teams have become one-dimensional, as we talked about before the game, and a lot during the game. Both teams became one-dimensional.
Yeah. Like I said earlier, we can't really become one-dimensional, but these weather conditions have really not allowed for the past to be really successful.
Mm-hmm. So Elmwood Park will take the ball second and about 6 yards on the Bulldogs 33. McNulty under center. And there's Urbanski almost gets the tackle. Urbanski busting through the line the last couple plays.
Yeah,
he must be really feeling it tonight because he is spot on a lot of tackles, a lot of plays. He was so close to coming with a tackle for a big loss on a crucial play. It's 3rd and 1 still.
And that's not usually something that coaches will call every play. They're really blitzing Joe right now. That's their call. Joe would maintain his own position, but he's noticing the gaps and he's blitzing right through them.
Yeah, Elmwood pushes past the first down marker and will move the chains. And they'll take over the ball around the 25-yard line of RB territory.
Move those chains.
Yeah, I mean, Joe Urbanski has been really just, as you said, noticing the gaps, been really busting through them. And if he had gotten that number 29 early on,
it would have been a big play
in
there.
Urbanski again in the backfield, causing havoc.
Yeah, really those extra bodies back there and him clogging up the offensive holes is really causing them not to have good offensive production.
And also the effect of a sack is felt much after the play. Now it's 2nd and 12.
McNulty under center, back to pass, rolls out right. And Brad Bednar gets a pass and breaks up the pass. Great play by Brad.
He recognized. Elmwood used that play on the Bulldogs earlier in this game.
The touchdown.
On their only touchdown. And Bednar remembered that because I assume it was his assignment last time, too, that he blew, and he recognized it. And he stayed on his man. And
used that
here you can see.
He used that 6'3" frame to get.
Yeah. He had a little bit of height advantage on the running back.
Great play by Brad.
Who only stands at 5'6", and just broke up the ball.
McNulty under center.
And
fumble on the play, but the Elmwood Park Tigers do maintain their possession.
Now it'll be 4th and long, so
you might see the
we'll
field.
See.
I don't know. They're in pretty good position. I think that they might trust their offense. Looks like they might let the play clock run out, and that'll be the end of the 3rd quarter. Bulldogs are still in the lead, 14-7. No scores in the 3rd quarter. Both teams are playing great football so far.
Yeah, that's the truth. Both teams are playing to the height of their ability. You really can't ask for much more from RB and Elmwood right now. Well, I don't know. I think Elmwood has some. Both teams obviously also have room for improvement.
Yeah.
So don't count Elmwood out on this one already. They're only down by a touchdown. They have the ball severely in RB territory.
Although it is 4th down and long.
Yeah, but you don't want to count anything out. Bulldogs still need to make a big stop right here, get the ball out of their own territory, and maintain this lead throughout the 4th quarter. And, these seniors don't want to go out in their last home game with a loss, especially with it being homecoming against a rival like Elmwood Park. This is a big game for them.
Yeah, this being their last homecoming, really their last home game.
Man, they're going for it on 4th and 11. Big play. This could be a turning point for the whole game. Beginning of the 4th quarter. Scrambles out, has some room.
And
Urbanski.
He is going to be stopped.
And he is stopped short of the 1st down, and that will be a turnover on downs.
I mean, it's pretty deep in Bulldog territory, but it's something that we can work with.
Yeah, they don't have the ball
I think
anymore.
that's a big momentum changer. We contained them on 4th and 11. Questionable decision making. They must not.
He's still hesitant to pass.
Yeah, he was looking and looking and looking, and he trusts his legs more than he trusts his arm. We've seen it again and again.
Vandermark under center. Split out right.
Nice job by the Bulldogs. Running for 3 yards. 3 yards again and again and again. Adolfo being a workhorse this game.
A little confusion on the offense. Adolfo will stay in. Vandermark under center. Malloy split out left. Vandermark hands it off quickly.
He's just
the safety blitzed on that play, and he blitzed right in the gap where the Bulldogs are running. That was a good defensive play call by the Tigers to offset the otherwise great call by the Bulldogs to run. I like the Bulldogs' use of the running game, but I feel they've become too
reliant on it.
Yeah, too reliant on it. At the beginning of the game, we said don't use the passing game too much. I think they've overused the running game.
Yeah, it would be ideal to get a couple more passes in, but so far there's been no harm to the play calling. There it is, Vandermark's back to pass, dropping back a little far. Urbanski gets hit hard.
They're saying an incomplete pass. It is not a fumble, just an incomplete pass.
He didn't have possession of that. Hard hit by number 58 on Elmwood Park.
For sure. Urbanski doesn't drop the ball often. Yeah. I got to question Vandermark's arm strength on that. Coming across his body, you see here, Malloy was open. I don't know if he gets in your screen, but Malloy right there was open at the bottom. He's at the bottom of your screen. Sorry. Number 22 was wide open for most of that play, and Vandermark just couldn't find him as Santi punts.
Santi sends it downfield.
It was a good 50-some-yard punt.
Gets it past the 50-yard line.
Stop it, and the Bulldogs stop it at the 47-yard line.
Good punt by Santi. He's had some solid punts today, coming in as O'Day got injured.
Yeah, O'Day is still not rejoining the team. You can't help but fear the worst here. We
haven't had any news on it. We don't know.
Yeah, no news, and no news is not necessarily good news in this situation. There you see Christian Verdon, who was injured in their first game against Wheaton St. Francis.
Still in crutches.
Yeah, he's still 8 weeks. Yeah, he's still in crutches. Another blow to the offensive receiving core. Another reason they may not be using the pass as much.
Flag down. I wonder what that is. Might be holding. Oh, it looks like they're signaling face mask on the Bulldogs. That'll be a tough play. That'll be about a 15-yard line.
Face mask on the Bulldogs. You can't do that. It's hard to make a stop. It's even harder to make a stop when you have penalties.
Yeah. So it'll be first down and about 2 yards to go. I think it should be second down.
Face mask is an automatic first down.
Okay, yeah.
Hands it off to Gonzalez.
Gonzalez with a good run up the sideline past the 45-yard line.
Gonzalez has quick steps, which allows him to adjust his speed and adjust the way he runs the routes very often, which allows him to make those cuts upfield.
He's playing good football today.
Elmwood's marching down the field again. Let's see if the Bulldogs defense could come up with another big one. And they're on their Bulldogs 34-yard line.
McNulty under center. Hands it off. Looks like Gonzalez is outside again. Oh. He's stopped by number 58, Matthias Winneman. Excuse me. That was Moody.
Yeah, Jaron Moody.
Excuse me.
Yeah, Jaron Moody, Winneman 59. Excuse me, 52. You can see the Bulldogs offensive line talking with coach there. They have I don't know. They've played well at some spots and not so good at other spots.
Yeah.
And especially towards the end of the game, they haven't scored any points in the second half so far. Neither team has.
Yeah. It's been a scoreless half.
Bootleg left. Looking for a receiver downfield.
McNulty.
He dropped it.
A little outside, hard catch to make. Luckily, he did not grab that ball.
Third and long.
You know, and McNulty's having enough problems as it is. He also is not helping that his receivers are dropping passes. He can't have that happening.
Now force 3rd and 8 for the Elmwood Park offense. We would like to see a big stop right here. This would be well needed. As McNulty is back to pass. Rolling left, gets the pass off. And Hank O'Neill breaks up the pass. Great coverage by O'Neill.
Man, that kid's a 4th and long.
Yep.
Elmwood looking a little desperate. Last time they were in a similar situation, even closer to the end zone, though, they went for it. We'll see what they do, and it looks like they're going to go for it again here on 4th and 8. They almost got it last time, too. It was 4th and 11. They were 2 yards away from the first down.
As we see right here, looks like they're going to be going for it on 4th down.
And here we go, and the crowd is starting to make some noise.
McNulty back to pass, gets the pass off, and looks like his receiver kind of lost the ball.
Oh, my gosh, that receiver.
That
Number
could be
8.
a very pivotal play.
Mitch Cervantes.
It kind of looked like he lost the ball when McNulty threw it.
I think that he wasn't expecting the ball.
Yeah.
He turned around, and I think the face
He,
mask got in the way.
and
Yeah, the ball was somewhere
Ball's
out
at his feet already.
Yeah, his ball was out of the field of his vision. But long story short, the Bulldogs turnover on downs, the 4th one of the game. That's a lot. Because Elmwood's going for it a lot, and they've only converted once on 4th down. Nice
Malloy
job
gets
from
the
Malloy.
catch. That's a good
play. Malloy gets 9. 2nd and 1. You know, these 2nd and shorts in the middle of the field, this is where I would like to see that double reverse we saw earlier in the game.
Yeah.
This is where I like to see those, a little bit shake and bake, fancy trick plays. We've seen that the Bulldogs pull. And to move the chains. Even on these first downs in the middle of the field, I'd like to see the double reverse.
Vandermerk under center. Hands it off to Linares, and Linares will get a little bit of a gain on the play.
Yeah, he maybe got a foot. Man, the offensive line didn't create a surge, and the Elmwood defensive line didn't really go anywhere either, so it's just sort of a stalemate and didn't get many yards because of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2nd and long. I think the double reverse is working very well here, but it doesn't look like they're set up for it.
Vandermerk back to pass. Gets it off and almost caught by Linares with the one-handed grab.
Vandermark is having a hard time getting those little throws.
Yeah,
he's making the larger completions to Malloy, but those little throws in the flats, a couple of feet in front of him, he's not connecting on them, putting it just out of the receiver's reach. Normally, never behind the receiver, just leading him too much, and
yeah, he's having a little trouble locating his passes today. So it'll be 3rd down and long, about 9 yards to go.
And Vandermerk back under center. Haven't seen much shotgun from the Bulldogs today.
Yeah, I don't think they have this game. As Vandermerk peels out right and hits his receiver.
Ooh, it'll be 4th and short. And this is an interesting situation for the Bulldogs. Up by a touchdown, right at midfield, and the Bulldogs decide to punt. It would only be around a 4th and 2, but the Bulldogs decide to punt. Oh, wait, no, the pass was incomplete. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
And
you see right here, as we can see, maybe the ball just jumped into Mark Rigoletti's arms.
Yeah, it just hopped out.
Right in and out.
Yep.
That's a hard catch to make going away from the body. Santi, a
with
low
a
liner.
squib kick.
It rolls a mile.
Let it roll, let it roll.
In golf, that's called a UB, ugly but effective.
Yeah.
And as Santi lets it roll all the way down to around the 10-yard line. Not bad.
Yeah, not bad. With 7 minutes left in the game, I think that's enough time for the Bulldogs defense to force a stop right now. McNulty leading this Elmwood Park offense, trying to get them downfield. Urbanski on the other side of the ball, leading our defense to stop the Elmwood Park offense. And looks like Elmwood Park will have about a 4-yard gain on the play.
That was a good play by the Bulldogs, getting that tackle, meeting the running back close to the line of scrimmage. That's what they want to see. They want to have their first contact early, so that slows running back down and lets other defenders get there in time.
McNulty back to pass. Fires the pass through. Doesn't look like it was completed.
And the
went
rolling
right,
is incomplete.
Right, incomplete. Good coverage by Hank O'Neill, but not letting that ball get to the receiver easily.
And it'll be a 3rd and 8.
3rd and 8, really deep in Tiger territory. I'd be surprised at that if they don't get this 3rd down conversion, they go for it.
Yeah, this is gonna be a game that I can feel is gonna go down in the wire right now. 14-7, no one scored in a while. McNulty gets the pass off and overthrows his receiver once again. That'll make it 4th down and 8.
McNulty just not on target. Neither quarterback is on target well tonight. Vandenberg only has a couple completions, as does McNulty.
But I think
only 2 interceptions, though.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Only 2 interceptions, though. He's limiting the mistakes.
Limiting the mistakes that really cost the Tigers.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what the Bulldog offense really wanted to cut down was the interceptions. And Vandermerk, even though he hasn't thrown the ball much, he hasn't thrown any interceptions. So
they're further back, and Mitchell falls on it.
And the Bulldogs will have another offensive possession right now.
With 6:30 left in the game.
Only a 30-second possession right there.
Yeah, that's I don't know. That's a good thing or a bad thing, keeping their offense on the field for a very short period of time. But they're not wasting much time either. The Bulldogs sort of want to start winding down the clock now with 6:30 left. It's only a 1-possession game. That could turn very quickly as we get into the late minutes of the game with the Bulldogs only with 1 timeout and the Tigers with 2.
Vandermerk, quick handoff.
It looks like he might have gotten 1, maybe 2 yards on the play.
I want to see the Bulldogs use the full play clock here.
Yeah, that'd be nice to run down the clock a little bit. With 6 minutes left, there's still a lot of time for Elmwood Park to have another offensive possession. Vandermerk under center once again. Demetro out left to Malloy out right. Hand off to Garvey, and Garvey gets stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Even further back, and he barely gets back to the line of scrimmage.
That's already 3rd down. Bulldogs have only had the ball for about
a minute.
Yeah.
2 run plays, so the clock continues to roll. So the Bulldogs really want to get a 1st down here.
Yep, that would be ideal.
Yeah, just get the 1st down, keep the play clock running, keep it for the next 5 minutes, and let the game come to a close.
Timeout, the Bulldogs using their last timeout. That's sort of risky.
I'm not entirely sure that was the wisest decision.
I don't know. I think the coaches must have seen something that was very, very crucial because using that last timeout 5 minutes out of the fourth quarter, where they may be using it later. Maybe it's a statement saying, we won't have to use the timeout. We won't be behind. We won't have to use the timeout. I want the players to know that I don't think we have to use the timeout.
I mean, it could be used as a confidence booster, saying, "Hey
Exactly.
guys, we're not going to have to use this timeout. We're going to be ahead."
Yep.
And Coach Curtin going over plays with his offense.
Bulldogs will continue on their possession with 3rd and about 6 yards to go. Vandermark lining up under center with Garvey at tailback, calling Mitchell Malloy.
Oh,
You could tell they were going to try for that double reverse. And
looks like the
didn't
Elmwood
happen.
Park defense is kind of anticipating it too.
Yeah, I don't think it would have worked. Number 63 on Elmwood Park was right in the backfield, waiting for that double reverse, anticipating that double reverse. That's something they may have seen in watching film or something like that. On RB is they ran that double reverse a couple times against Westside effectively, twice for a touchdown. And Santi has a fantastic kick. Well placed, good roll.
And it's going to keep on rolling into the.
Nice job by Santi.
And this is what I don't understand. Why an Elmwood Park player is just falling on it before it reaches the red
Well,
zone.
because if he
weren't to-
fumbles that ball, if he doesn't fall on it correctly, then that's going to be 4 Bulldog players right there to recover that ball.
and he that ball made a nasty nasty skip.
Yeah, like little spin on it.
Yeah, after it hit the ground. So, and football's not being circular, of course. Make unpredictable bounces.
McNulty in the shotgun formation. Something we haven't seen is he has quick little shovel pass.
Oh my goodness.
And
Good moves by number 41, Carlos Sandoval.
On Elmwood Park.
yeah, just that quick little show of pass that Vandermark really hasn't been able to get. He hasn't really been able to hit those short little passes.
And Elmwood took advantage of that.
McNulty back to pass.
Getting
Gets stopped.
Ball comes out, and the Bulldogs are saying they have it.
We'll see what the referees say. They have the final say. Put that hand up right.
The ref-
Bulldogs
have it!
That's a big deal. That is such a big
That's
deal.
huge.
Oh, boy.
Because we talked about capitalizing on the defensive opportunities.
Great
And-
job
Yeah,
by
you just see
Jordan
it, and it
Petronella.
looks like
by
Urbanski.
ripping the ball
Looks like
out.
Urbanski falls on it.
Yeah, Jordan Petronella just ripped the ball out right out of the running McNulty's hands, and Urbanski did fall right onto it.
Another one of those sophomores that they brought up this year. And he's really doing a good job at defensive line and linebacker. Vandermark needs to capitalize now. They're
Desperately
almost in the
needs-
red zone, and they need to make this a 2-possession game.
2-possession game with less than 4 minutes left.
Vandermark with the pass. Malloy down deep and gets the
He gets it!
Oh my gosh, what a catch!
reception. Great catch by Mitchell Malloy.
Mitchell Malloy on senior night, or excuse me, on homecoming night. What a
Coming up with a
fantastic
big,
catch. The senior
big
on
play.
homecoming night.
Yeah, Vandermark
What a
noticed
play.
that Mitchell beat his man off that route, and Mitchell, trying to anticipate the ball going into the end zone, but went up and caught that ball for the acrobatic catch.
And now they can just
Hopefully get
Hopefully
power
just
through the
run
ball
in.
in.
See, they have Brian Kalaga at fullback and Adolfo Linares at tailback. See if they run a gap. There's Brian up the middle. Brian reaches for the goal line. They say he's about on the 1-inch line.
Yeah,
yeah,
inside the 1 yard.
I don't think
inside
he
the
could.
1-yard line.
I don't think he could have gotten any closer to that to the pylon without being in.
Looks like they might be sending in Urbanski to power through the ball.
You know,
in the end
Bansky is one of those guys that'll just he's a brute.
Yeah, lower his shoulder and get the ball into the end zone.
one of the biggest one of the biggest running backs RB has. he can really crush a defensive
And
line.
it looks like the defensive
line
did jump
first. We'll see if the ref caught.
Now, what would be the penalty?
They're saying
on that?
offsides.
Yeah, what would we get? Like a fifth of an inch?
Yeah, I don't know. Half the distance to the goal line, so whatever that is, scoot the ball forward a nanometer.
I mean,
'Cause that nose is pretty much on the goal line now.
it's pretty much you could just, if possible, put Vandermark in and just
Yeah.
pop him over.
I don't know.
That would be something to see. Vandermark under center. Gives it right to Urbanski. Urbanski gets the touchdown.
Gets in, barely touched. Touchdown Bulldogs, which makes it a 2-possession game with 2:21 left.
And
I don't know if that's enough for Elmwood. Would have to get the touchdown, recover the onside kick, and get another touchdown. Because if the Bulldogs even got the ball once, they could just run out the clock.
Yeah, great job by the offensive line right there. Urbanski just went through untouched. Great play by the Bulldogs, and that was clutch.
Coach is firing up the defense now as Santi puts the extra point through the uprights.
And that'll make it 21-7, Bulldogs' favor. This is a big win.
Yeah, if they do in fact
win. Yeah, if they do win, sorry.
But
don't
right now,
this would be big.
Yeah, this would be big.
This would be huge. I mean, if they beat Fenton and, dare I say, Naz.
Oh, no. Don't get ahead of yourself, Chris. We got a lot of football to play here. We have 2:21 left in the fourth quarter. Just a reminder, I'm Andrew Pulaski here with Tyler Campbell and Chris Olszewski.
And I am not Andrew Pulaski.
Yeah. All right. Long night here, live from Shuey Stadium.
Very long night. Made.
Kind of running a little faster than normal games. It's only 9:30 and about 2 minutes left.
You know, not a lot of scoring, so, you know.
Yeah. Kind of a lot of running clock action tonight.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of running, as you said, not a lot of passing plays, so therefore a lot of running clock.
Santi looking to drive the ball down the field.
Yeah, just drive it deep and hope that you make a stop.
Great kick.
That was a high, lot of hang time.
And
nice play by the Bulldogs covering that up,
not allowing the great return. Stop the Elmwood Park runner.
I think every single player besides Santi was in on that tackle.
It looks like a flag is called. I wonder what.
I wonder.
Hank O'Neill was shoved to the ground. I wonder if maybe a little unsportsmanlike conduct.
We'll see.
Referees still at midfield.
Call is against Elmwood.
Yeah.
It's a little unsportsmanlike conduct. I'll move the ball back quite a ways, and big problem for Elmwood.
Yeah.
2:14 left. Has a lot of field to go through.
They still need to get 2 touchdowns to tie this game up.
Yeah, the Bulldogs are winning 21-7.
And
McNulty in the shotgun formation. Back to pass. Looks downfield.
And is sacked
right away by Brad Bednar. Big play by Brad.
Not only is that a sack, which brings the backyards, it also is in play, so therefore keeping the clock running against what they were trying to do. Because if the incomplete pass, on the other hand, that would stop the clock.
And Tigers still maintaining 2 timeouts. I'm surprised they're not going to utilize one right now with the clock approaching a minute left.
Looks like they had a play ready.
McNulty sending a man in motion. Yeah. Takes the snap, back to pass. Looks downfield, puts the ball up.
Oh, he got smacked.
The ball looks like it's going out of play.
Out of play.
He maybe threw
and
that.
Flagged down on the field.
No.
I don't know. It kind of looked like the referee was around Elmwood Park players. I think McNulty might have said something under his breath to the referee.
I don't know.
And there it is again, unsportsmanlike conduct.
Yeah, I think
not
McNulty
the series of events that Elmwood Park wanted.
I don't think McNulty was happy about the no call on the late hit.
Yeah.
It wasn't that much of a late hit, and the players were already in the motion of tackling when he threw the ball. So, it was technically the right call, but McNulty didn't apparently like it.
He must have said something under his breath that.
Yeah. You don't want to mess with
Referee didn't like.
referees.
Elmwood has trips left as Urbanski comes bursting through the line. And
It's a safety.
Safety.
That's a big
That's
look.
the-
Brad
Oh my
Bednar
gosh.
again gets
That-
the tackle for the safety.
And that
Brad,
makes it
a
a 3
big
possession
defensive-
game. That could possibly be the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, that is the nail in the coffin. With 1:30 left, all the Bulldogs have to do is recover the kick and kneel on it and that's something the Bulldogs haven't done in a while. Victory formation.
That hasn't something
formation.
we've gotten to say all season.
Yeah, and it's been fantastic. The Bulldogs, they've been playing great, and that's just the culmination of it. Getting that safety as the game's over. The game is over now, 23-7 with 1:30 left.
Yeah.
Elmwood trying to recover the onside kick, but if they did, they'd have to score 2 touchdowns and kick a field goal to win. I don't know if they. I don't think they could.
Quite the comeback.
Quite the comeback.
And possibly require overtime, but overtime's almost impossible now.
Yeah, we'll see. And they have to.
Looks like they are allowing for them to kick it.
In the
rather
pros,
than
you have to punt out of the back of your end zone.
At the 20-yard line, but it looks like they're able to kick it at the 20.
In high school, you're allowed to kick.
I'm surprised at that. It's also a different rule that I don't know if I agree with. I gotta take it up to IHSA.
Oh yeah, you do that. Do that.
Uh-oh.
Oh, talk to
Balloon
him.
on the field.
Balloon over the field.
Balloon over the field.
Oh, no.
Could interfere with play.
No, it couldn't.
Yeah,
Now it's out of there.
Yeah,
All
now
right.
it's out.
And they really want to recover this onside kick. You can see the will in the player. Oh, they don't even go for an
that's gonna
onside
go
kick. I
back.
think they're just sort of.
O'Neal gets the ball. Makes a quick move and
Just
is
can't lose the
tackled
ball,
at about
yeah.
the 48-yard line.
And
Trying to
the
be a little
Bulldogs
conservative.
can just kneel on it now. And you can see the joy of the coaches as they're pumped up for the second home win of the season.
Yeah.
Last year they had 2 wins as well, but they're both away. Their home crowd didn't get to see it as long as the loss last year at homecoming.
The route at homecoming, rather.
Let's just call it a loss. And the Bulldogs coming back strong this year.
With a new coaching staff. And
Yeah. It's been a little tougher.
Just going to run the clock out.
It's been a little tough for Mr. Curtin. It's just not been a successful season. With them hopefully improving right here to 2-5.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, if they can win at least one game, they'll do better than last season. So, improvement.
Yeah.
Not as much improvement as Curtin would have probably liked, but still improvement, and that is always a good thing.
And the coaching change had a lot of lofty expectations that I thought had no grounds in them.
Yeah, no.
You're not going to change a team by just changing the coach, and they've done a great job this year.
Yeah.
And it looks like they're going to let the game clock run down. It's approaching 25 seconds.
They just got to kneel one more time.
Will be taking a kneel.
And
you know what? I think that's going to wrap it up for today. I think they're going to let the play clock run down.
It's been a very quick game. It's 9:30.
And
23-7.
ladies and gentlemen,
favor.
Bulldogs have won it.
That's a homecoming win for the Bulldogs, which is the first time that's happened in a while. Bulldogs haven't had a win this resounding in a long time, winning 23-7. Clearly the better team tonight. What more can you say? From RBHS, I'm Andrew Pilevsky. Here's Chris Olszewski and Tyler Campbell. Thank you and good night.